Coming up here in just a little bit, we'll take you on to this speech from President Trump as he will mark the 250th anniversary kickoff at 8 o'clock Eastern. And this is a live picture of him soon to be boarding Air Force One to depart. You can see the motorcade, the police escort right there up to Air Force One. We're going to hang with this shot just a little bit because we're unsure if President Trump will make any remarks. This might be the first time we'll really hear from him since the One Big Beautiful Bill passes through the House. It will be expected to continue into tomorrow. We're expecting him to sign it on Friday at 5 o'clock Eastern. So you can see the beast there rolling up as he will head to the Heartland estate that really catapulted him into his second term inside of the Oval Office. So we'll see if we have any questions. Reporters there on the ground, different lawmakers will be traveling with him. We did see different Iowa delegation lawmakers there for this. You can see they're making the U-turn. We'll see if he gets out of the motorcade, out of the beast, and talks to reporters about this reconciliation package, as this is a monumental piece of legislation in terms of its size, its scope, and its impact on Americans. So you can see the motorcade rolling up right here to this on Live Now from Fox, right up to the tarmac, right up to the stairs, as it doesn't seem that he will walk over and speak to reporters ahead of this speech tonight, ahead of the 4th of July holiday. And we do know that different members of his cabinet will likely speak tonight, including Brooke Rollins, including Kristi Noem. And you can see, I believe he is on the phone inside of that car right there, potentially hanging up. Not exactly who he's spoken to, potentially Mike Johnson. You just never know who he's speaking to about this, but it was jubilation there in that Republican caucus earlier on today. We saw Steve Scalise, Mike Johnson celebrate this monumental victory, and we're just waiting to see if he steps up to the cameras as well. We do have this other shot, and it looks like he's going to speak, so let's listen into it live.
So we have a very big trip planned to Iowa. Some of you are going with us, and perhaps a lot of you are going with us. How are you? And we have a very big crowd, so it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're sort of celebrating like the biggest bill of its kind ever signed. And it's going to make this country into a rocket ship. It's going to be really great.
Mr. President, he said that a lot of House Republicans yesterday pledged not them to yes.
I think when you go over the bill, it was very easy to get him to a yes. You know, we went over that bill, and point after point, biggest tax cut in history, great for security, great on the southern border. Immigration is covered. We covered just about everything. Again, it's the biggest bill ever signed of its kind.
Mr. President.
Said that they had conversations with you where you made some promises. What promises did you make? Did you tell Representative Clyde that you should have some option on gun rights? What sort of deals did you make with those?
Well, I talked to a lot of different Republicans in doing it, and we had a good time in being there. I did not have much of a problem with any of them. As you know, we had 2 negative votes, but we had whatever it was, the final vote. Yeah, I think a few of them I did, but I think they would have gone yes anyway. No deals, no deals. What I did is we talked about how good the bill is. I mean, that's a deal, I guess, when you think about it. But obviously convinced them, but it was not hard. This is a great bill. This is going to be a great bill for the country.
Was one of 2 no's to vote no for the beautiful bill. Do you want to primary him too?
Well, I was disappointed that he did that. There were 2 of them that voted no, so I was disappointed that he voted no.
Mr. President,
we had a call. It was a pretty long call. We talked about a lot of things, including Iran, and we also talked about, as you know, the war with Ukraine. And I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy about that. No, I didn't make any progress with him today at all.
Mr. President, how much growth can the country expect with the one?
I think we're going to get great growth. I think we'll have growth at record numbers. This is going to be something that's amazing, and everybody was watching it all over the world. And I want to congratulate the Speaker and Tom Emmer and Steve Scalise and everybody else. I mean, they worked so hard So hard. This has really been going on for over a year, if you think about it. I think, to be exact, about 14 months. And this was the culmination, and I guess it ended a lot earlier. A lot of people thought it would end up the following afternoon. Well, it ended up late in the evening, but they were great. They were great.
What do you think it says?
And by the way, on the Senate side, I thought Senator Thune did a fantastic job.
What do you think it says about the power you've amassed within your party compared to your first term that you were able to get this over the finish line?
I think I have more power now. I do. You know, I could say, oh, gee, I don't know. I think I probably do because we've had a great record of success. You know, my first term was very, very successful. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country. I think we're going to blow it away this term. But, you know, we've proven certain things, and yeah, I think probably it's got more gravitas, more power.
Sir, you signed a trade deal with Vietnam yesterday. Great deal, 40% on transshipping.
Yeah.
Can we expect any more of that before next week, sir?
So we have a couple of other deals, but you know, my inclination is to send a letter out and saying what tariff they're going to be paying. It's just much easier. We have, you know, far more than 170 countries. And how many deals can you make? And you can make good deals, but they're very much more complicated. I'd rather, and I've been like this from the beginning, I'd rather send out a letter saying this is what you're going to pay to do business in the United States. And I think it'll be well received. I think it's just so many countries. And, you know, then they go specific. Let's do this, let's do that, beef, ethanol. And I'd rather just do a simple deal where you can maintain it and control it. You're going to pay a 20% or 25 or 30% tariff.
You put in a record.
And we're going to be sending some letters out starting probably tomorrow, maybe 10 a day, to various countries saying what they're going to pay to do business with the U.S.
An intern of a Republican congressman was gunned down last night in Washington, D.C. Do you think it's time for Congress to take back control of D.C.?
I think that D.C. has to become a very safe place, and we're not going to let anything bad happen to D.C. That's our beautiful D.C., and we're not going to let anything bad, and we'll have something to say about it next week.
Why did you pause weapons shipments to Ukraine? Why did you pause weapons shipments?
We haven't. We're giving weapons, but we've given so many weapons. But we are giving weapons, and we're working with them and trying to help them. But we haven't. You know, Biden emptied out our whole country giving them weapons, and we have to make sure that we have enough for ourselves. Who are you with? Oh, no wonder. Go ahead.
President, there's going to be a lot of symbolism tomorrow when you sign the One Big Beautiful Bill. On Independence Day, at the White House, kicking off the 250 years of American independence. What message should Americans be getting tomorrow when you sign this bill?
Well, I think it's going to be really a message of proudness. You're going to be proud of your country because our country is doing fantastically well. The economy is great. You saw the stock market today. We're setting records, and in every aspect of our country, we're doing well, despite the fact that we inherited millions of people that shouldn't have been here. And I think we have crime stats that are coming out that are showing the lowest numbers we've had in many years. And that also despite the fact that a lot of people are here that shouldn't have been let into our country. So they're going to be very proud tomorrow. So we're signing at about 5 o'clock. And at about 5 o'clock, we're going to have B-2s and F-22s and F-35s flying right over the White House. And the Speaker and I and John Thune, we're all there together with most Republican senators and congressmen and women. And it's going to be a great day. So we'll be signing with those beautiful planes flying right over our heads. All right?
What are your expectations for the next round of Trump's three-way topic with Iranian counterparts?
Well, we're going to see. Steve is a great guy. He's a great negotiator. Iran does want to speak, and I think they'd like to speak to me. And it's time that they do. We're not looking to hurt them. We're looking to let them be a country again. They got beat up, and, you know, they were both exhausted, frankly, but Iran really got beat up, and I think they want to meet. I mean, I know they want to meet, and if it's necessary, I'll do it. But Steve is involved and very much involved, and he's done a fantastic job. All right, one more.
President, on Gaza, do you still want the U.S. to take over Gaza as a part of a peace?
I want the people of Gaza to be safe, more importantly.
So that's good.
I want to see safety for the people of Gaza. They've gone through hell. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.